The Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis has survived a primary challenge from fellow Democratic opponent Christian Wise Smith, a local attorney. Willis cruised to a dominant victory. Dominant. She'll now square off against Republican challenger Courtney Kramer in November. So despite all the controversy surrounding her, it seems like Fani Willis will somehow keep her job. I say somehow not because she's prosecuting former President Donald Trump in Georgia, but because she almost derailed the case. This is a DA who admitted to an affair with her hand-picked special prosecutor, Nathan Wade, who at Willis's direction was paid nearly $700,000 over 2 years to lead the prosecution against Trump, despite being seemingly underqualified for the job. After a 2-day hearing back in February, Wade was forced to step down from the case. Now the Georgia Court of Appeals is reviewing the court's decision to even allow her to remain on the case. And yet somehow, despite nearly tanking the case with a stunning lapse of judgment, Willis has been pointing fingers, insisting the campaign against her is all about race. For months, Willis suggesting that even raising the issue about her affair was racist because Wade is the only one of the 3 special prosecutors she chose who is black.
Attack one. I hired one white woman, a good personal friend and great lawyer. A superstar, I tell you. I hired one white man, brilliant, my friend, and a great lawyer. And I hired one black man, another superstar, a great friend, and a great lawyer. Oh Lord, they gonna be mad when I call them out on this nonsense. First thing they say, oh, she gonna play the race card now. But no, God, isn't it them who's playing the race card when they only question one?
Even after that evidentiary hearing exposed some of Willis's horrible decisions, the Fulton County DA continues to insist she's being targeted based on her race. Last night on the Rachel Maddow show, she once again sounded that note.
Georgia had never had a prosecutorial oversight committee, and all of a sudden 14 minorities were elected to office to serve as district attorney. And now all of a sudden they need an oversight committee to look after district attorneys because they want to tell us how to prosecute and who to prosecute and where we should put our resources. Most of the population has elected these minority DAs to serve them and has trusted their judgment. But apparently we now need daddy to tell us how to do our job.
Look, it's true. Republicans are trying to potentially take control over the Trump case and other prosecutions in the state from Democratic district attorneys. Criticize that if you want. But that's politically motivated, not racial. And besides, how many of those other 14 district attorneys had affairs with their hand-picked and underqualified special prosecutors? Fulton County Democrats had a chance tonight to dump all the baggage that Willis brought with her and nominate a new prosecutor who made clear, by the way, he would have continued the case against Donald Trump. So how did she survive? Joining us now is Daryl Cohn. He served as an assistant ADA in Fulton County and is now a criminal defense attorney. Thanks so much for coming on the show. Explain this to us. You're from the area. How did she survive it?
One, she didn't survive it. She absolutely destroyed her opponent.
She did.
Because Fani is a woman on a mission. Do I agree with what I consider terrible judgment? She calls it racism. Fani is a friend of mine, but I called it ignorism. Ignore the person or the people who were qualified to go ahead and handle the case. As far as her constituents are concerned, they love her. She didn't cruise. She won almost 90% of the vote. And I think in November, it's going to be very similar results.
It sounds like it will be, right? It's an overwhelmingly Democratic county. It just seems stunning to me that considering all of those missteps, right, and you had another DA, Democrat, right, who was saying he was still going to go after Trump, why people wouldn't say, oh, you know, there's another choice here, and she kind of blew this entire case already, and people might hold her to account. I'm surprised by that.
Well, Dan, her opponent didn't campaign well at all. He didn't do the things necessary to rise above the problems. He didn't do anything. So she ran over him the way a tank would run over a person who was not armed.
Well, I think that explains it.
I mean,
Yeah.
he was nothing. He was just a flea or a fly. Did nothing to try to enhance his opportunity to win. Now, maybe it will help him with cases in the future, but it certainly wasn't going to help him win this election. He had less than no chance.
All right. Well, that explains it. You know, not being from there, right? I'm wondering from the outside, how could this happen? And you explained to us that the guy she was running against didn't run a particularly good campaign. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your cable provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.